And I am on. And I'm a little late. I'm a little late. But I had to do some things for me. I do some things for me. And that's okay. So I'm going to I'm going to be here. I'm going to wait for about 2, 3 minutes. And I'm going to do a quick, I'm going to do a quick live. And I'm going to let you get on with the rest of your day. I'm not going to be here long. I'm not going to be here long. I am not going to be here long at all. Let's just see who pops on with me. And whoever pops on, and there's my Michelle. And she is here. If I get a couple more people, that is wonderful. Y'all, I just got off a wonderful Zoom, off a wonderful teaching, and it was much needed. That's why I'm a little late. Um, because in this season, I am deciding to choose me a whole lot more. I'm choosing me a whole lot more, and it really feels really good. It feels really good. So let's see. It says that there are 3 people. It says that there are 3 people. And so I'm just going to go ahead on and get started. So um, today, we're still talking about faith and forgiveness in the fire. Still talking about that. Monday, I gave kind of an overview. The fire exposes, the fire purifies, the fire confirms. Um, the fire burns things off of you that you didn't know that was there. The fire exposes things to you that you didn't know you needed to take care of. Um, and while I was going through this, my own little, you know, expose Karen and expose Karen to herself and expose, these things that I'm studying. And, I am, I realized or learned, I didn't just realize, I didn't just, I learned that some of the feelings that I was having and I was working through kind of rooted in pride. They're rooted in pride because, I thought I didn't deserve it. And I thought, you know, um, the pride was wrapped up in the pain of what happened. And so it exposed that. It exposed that. And it gave me the opportunity to look at myself and look at, why my feelings were so hurt. And what I teach in my Freedom Through Forgiveness class is pride is one of the components that will keep us in offense. And y'all, I was offended. Now I was offended. About I was offended by about 4 different things, 4 different unrelated things. And so, but because but because I have the knowledge that I have now about forgiveness and how it works, I kept telling myself, I'm not going to stay in this offended state. I'm not going to stay. I'm going to forgive. But baby, that offense kept was like, but they did this. And I kept trying to tell myself, but I'm not going to stay in this offended state. Because if you stay offended, then if you stay offended, then bitterness builds, resentment builds, anger builds. And it's not the productive kind of anger. It's not the productive anger that says, you know what, I don't like this, I'm angry, I'm gonna fix it. It was that other anger. It was that other let me left eye, Andre Risinghouse. Let me Jasmine Sullivan, somebody call. Let me Angela Bassett on waiting to exhale the stuff in the car in the street. Yeah, it wasn't that good kind of thing. And so fortunately, I have some good people around me. I have some good people. I have some great people around me, actually. I do. And I was able to message them and I was able to talk to them. And one of them being my husband. And he would look at me and he would listen to me and listen to me rant and rave. And then he would talk me down. Or not, because sometimes I just needed to rant and get it off of me. So these are the things um, that you can do when you find yourself in that offended place, because ultimately the what is that? Ultimately the extreme offense really came out of me having a little taint of pride going. Now, how could they do that to me? Because what did I do to them? I could be the villain in their story. How do I know? Because oftentimes people won't tell you that you're the villain in their story, right? So you could be walking around. I could be walking around being a whole villain and don't know it. So those feelings that I was feeling, hurt mixed with pride, valid hurt, but the pride, and it's not the godly kind of pride that's like, that kind of pride. It's the pride of, but it's me. Like how you talk to me like that, right? And so when you go to the fire, the heat separates the pure from the impure. Are y'all uh, walking with me? You with me? Put a two in the comments if you're still with me. Um, the pressure of life melts away pride, fear, anger, and control. What remains is the image of God, the refiner. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. That's what it says in Malachi 3 and 3. And so the refiner sits, right? The refiner, God, sits. He doesn't walk away while the fire's working. So I was able to not only talk to my husband, not only talk to my friends, not only talk to um, my family, I was also able to talk to God and share with him my hurt and share with him, you know. I mean, he knew what happened, but it always makes you feel better to talk, better out than in. That's why he wants us to talk to him. He already knows what's going on, but like any other good daddy, he wants to hear us lay our burdens with him, lay our burdens with him. And so you can't come out. So let me get a thought straight. So he wants us to talk to him. He makes sure that the fire doesn't get too hot. and He doesn't abandon us in the process of the purification. And so forgiveness is also a part of that purification process. Because after because I was gone, I was not live for what, a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And during that time of processing these emotions, there was a day where I just sat down and I grieved. All of these offenses, all of these changes, all of these things. I sat down and I just grieved. I didn't do anything. I sat there. I watched TV or TV watched me. I just didn't engage in much. Then when I say, y'all need to feel all the feels when you're going through the thing, that's what I mean. I mean, I stopped. I paused everything. I didn't wash any clothes. I didn't. Um, I got some homework I need to do. I didn't do any homework. I didn't do anything. I sat there for a whole day and I felt all the feelings. Now, for me, that was helpful. Like, I let myself feel the sadness. I let myself feel the anger. I let myself feel the offense. I let myself feel, you know, the how dare they and how could they. I let myself feel all of that. I wish I had a rage room to go to so I could have, took a bed and broke some stuff. But, you know, I did what I could do. And then I chose to forgive all of it. I chose to forgive all of it. Forgiveness is part of the purification process because, like I said yesterday, you can't come out of a refining fire with a pure heart if you're holding on to bitterness. You can't come out of the fire like the Hebrew boys. You can't come out of the fire not smelling like smoke if you're holding on to the garbage that should have been burned up. So, um, bitterness and resentment and silent grudges are all spiritual impurities. They cloud the shine of your faith and they impact how you function in life. They impact how you can see yourself in a different place because you're stuck in this spot. They impact you imagining all the things that God has for you because you're stuck in this, but they did this to me. When you forgive, you're cooperating with God the refiner. You're saying, God, burn this off, burn this residue away. I don't want anything that doesn't reflect you. And you're also giving him permission to heal that hurt because that's what he's doing for me right now, actively, actively. And you're also giving him permission to do Romans 12 and 19. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it says. Go look it up for yourself. Go look it up and see what Romans 12 and 19 says. Because when you forgive, you release you release that scripture. Uh-huh. I'm not going to give you everything. Just know that forgiveness is not weakness, it's spiritual cleansing. It removes the soot and the singe of offense so that your spirit can breathe again and so that you can breathe again. Because how many of y'all know when you get mad, you be like, and now you're not breathing. And now you're not breathing. And so now you're doing harm to yourself. Meanwhile, the offender is over there, having, chicken and waffles or whatever they're doing. That's what they're doing, right? So faith says in the purification stage, when you're in the midst of the fire, faith says, God is still with me in this. Forgiveness says, I refuse to let this poison stay in me. And together they purify not only your situation, but also your spirit. The same heat that tests your faith softens your heart. And when your heart softens, love flows again, pure, unfiltered, and strong enough to face anything. And y'all, that's what I got for y'all today. And the scripture, the root scripture that I came from today was, He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, Malachi 3 and 3. All right, y'all. Nope, I don't have a lot today because today, um, today started out with a good lesson for me. And so, um, yeah, God said I didn't have to do a whole lot, but I did want to give y'all this much. So, to the replay crew, I thank you. To my people who came today, yes, and I know I was late, and I apologize. I apologize. But again, as I stated before, I am saying yes to me a whole lot more. Nothing's going to make me a better teacher. And so, looks like what I'm going to do for my class that's coming in November. It's going to start, I believe, on November 6th. So we're going to be November 6th, 13th, 20th. Skip the 27th because that is Thanksgiving. And then December 4th, 11th, and 18th. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yes, I do have my tea. I do have my tea. And it is my regular tea, Michelle. Nothing special, nothing new. And so I will be getting the link out for that. And then I got to finish developing the other class. And then I'll get the information after that one as well. But looks like probably the maybe the 9th and the 16th. Maybe the 9th and the 16th. Maybe. We'll see. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. I will see y'all tomorrow at 2:30. Tomorrow at 2:30. See y'all tomorrow at 2:30. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And the baggage handler is signing off. Y'all have a good day.